Can you tell me a bit about TruthBelts? Why did you start creating these belts, and how did you get started?
That was back in the year 2001, and I had been working as a product designer for many years. And I went to school for fashion design and production at Ryerson University in Toronto. So what happened was I was working for this company who laid me off, and I found myself on the unemployment line thinking that my life was over. And I saw that there was something called self-employment assistance being offered. So I applied for that, and I chose to do belts because in the year 2001, belts were the hottest fashion accessories, and all the newspapers and magazines were talking about that. So I thought, well, even though I had wanted to design a clothing line, I thought, why don't I just start with belts, because it's not as expensive. I could just sew them from my apartment, and they're probably going to sell because they're so popular right now. So that's essentially how TruthBelts started. And because my background was in designing ski wear and snowboard wear and really technical stuff, I just used those materials, and I didn't have experience working with leather. So I just went with what I knew.
That's great. So where does the name come from, TruthBelts?
So the name Truth came from, I wanted a one syllable name because I remember doing some marketing research, and I heard that a short one syllable word was really great. And then I wanted something that everybody could identify with. And of course, everybody has their own truth. So I just thought that that was a really strong and powerful word. And that was, I was living my own truth by doing what I love in life. So I thought that it would really resonate.
So when it comes down to the design of the belts, I've seen on the Kickstarter website that it's different than the normal belt. It's not specific holes and whatnot. It's a ratchet kind of style, nickel free, so that the allergies are reduced. Can you explain more about what went into the designing process of these belts?
Absolutely. So it's even better than a ratchet belt because a ratchet belt has slots. So you can adjust the belt in increments of usually about a quarter inch. But our belt, there's no slots at all. It's just a pressure buckle. So I can actually hold it up for you here. So you can see that, there's no holes at all. It just like holds together just with pressure, and it's really strong. It doesn't come apart. And so it will allow you to adjust the belt just 1 millimeter or 1/16 of an inch, which is really great. The metal is nickel free, so some people who have allergies to nickel can wear these belts without having an allergic reaction. And then the material, I think, is the most amazing thing. We're using this new groundbreaking material, which is cactus leather. It comes from a company in Mexico called Deserto, and they introduced this fabric to the world in 2019. So basically what they did is they take the mature leaf of the nopal cactus, which looks like this. They'll cut off the mature leaf and it will grow back. And that is quite amazing because this is renewable. And of course, the cactus plant needs hardly any water to grow, and it can grow in the most infertile soil conditions where no other plant can thrive. So, I mean, that alone is quite amazing. They make it into a resin, and it's made into a material that has the look and feel of leather. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And it's a really incredible belt. It's strong, and the inside layer is made with recycled rubber, essentially. So it really is an eco-friendly and sustainable belt.
That's great to hear, especially in the context that we're in now, in the world that we're living through with climate change and pollution.
Yeah.
How well has the Kickstarter been going, and can you talk a little bit more about the switch to Indiegogo?
Sure. So the Kickstarter is going really well. We started on June 13th, I believe, and we're ending on July 13th at midnight. And so it was funded on the first day. So basically, for those that don't understand Kickstarter, it's where people post an idea on this platform of anything that they want to invent or a product, and then citizens of the world can come into your campaign and they can fund it by just donating a few dollars or by funding it in exchange for getting the product, right? So it's really like people of the world are deciding what products are going to come to life. And then, of course, for me, I'm looking to raise enough money so that I can hit the minimum order quantities to purchase the raw materials and get this started. So we're fully funded, and we are, it's still going on. If we have another 10 days, I think, from the time of this interview. And then from there, it will continue on to another platform called Indiegogo in Demand, where people can still, support the project and be one of the first to get a belt made from cactus.
That's great. So from start to finish, how much does it cost, and what are the kind of profits that someone like, so when they purchase a belt to what you see on your end?
So when they go now to Kickstarter, they can pre-order a belt for 30% off, which is 60 Canadian dollars. And then what happens is, after the campaign is over, and once we order the raw materials and make the first production run, the first production run will be for the people who back the project. So they will be receiving their belt or wallet, I guess in October or November. And then from there, we go into production for ourselves. And then, of course, when you buy it, after the Kickstarter, you'll be paying the full price. So it's really in the best interest, if you want a cool belt, to take advantage of the 30% off.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about TruthBelts, or anything of the sorts that we haven't already discussed about?
Sure. I would really like to say that, I really wanted to create a company that made a difference in the world, and also to have a company where I was doing something that I love to do. And so TruthBelts has, really made a difference by using, new types of materials and having everything Canadian made. One thing that we started doing a few years ago was, every time a person purchases a belt on our website at truthbelts.com, a tree will be planted. So we have, to this day, planted over 1,700 trees worldwide and counting. And the cactus belt, like, once it's off the Kickstarter platform and once we do production for our own website, that too will be one of the tree planting belts. So I guess I just want to say that, in this day and age, like, any person can make a difference, even if you're just a small entrepreneur such as myself. And you can make the choice to, plant trees, or just any little small thing can make a difference. And I think that we're all waking up to take ownership of the fact that we all have to pitch in. We can't just sit around and wait for our governments to take action. Like, you can do something, no matter how small it might feel.